Alright, so the Dolphins got absolutely smoked and humiliated on Thursday Night Football. Actually, the game is not even over yet. There's 4 minutes left in the game, but for all intents and purposes, the game is over because they're getting smacked and everyone's left at that point and the game is a complete blowout. Right now they're losing 31-10 with about 3.5 minutes to go left on the game clock. And I wanted to start this one off by saying, before we get into a real subject of this video here today, Mike McDaniel is a miserable dwarf of a fucking coach. He is absolutely fucking garbage. He's the only thing that I can compliment him for is that he is creative. He has creative play calls, but that is the only compliment that I will bestow upon him. And people call this guy a genius. What is he a genius at? Running the same fucking trick play over and over and over at a pistol? The only fucking formations they rarely went under center. This did not look like a pro offense. This looked like a glorified high school offense with gimmick plays. You cannot win with a gimmick offense because if people start catching on to your gimmick and they learn how to stop your gimmick, especially if they're playing you twice a year, you're fucked. You're not going to win any games if your whole gimmick high school offense doesn't work. So Mike McDaniel, you are a fucking miserable midget dwarf and you absolutely fucking blow dick at being a head coach in the National Football League. You should go back to being the ball boy because you fucking suck. Yes, you're creative, but you're so trash at fucking basic clock awareness and game situations. Like, your play calling is so fucking bad on third down. This guy's third down play calling is fucking atrocious. He calls them, these are high school plays. This is a high school offense. It is a miracle that they make the playoffs with this guy. How the fuck did they make the playoffs with this guy? It's incredible. It's insane to me. This guy has, no capability of being an NFL head coach, but here we are talking about him. And this guy's a dwarf. I'm done talking about him. Let's get to the main subject and topic of this video, folks. Tua Tagovailoa needs to medically retire. He needs to be forced into medical retirement. And this is not a Tua Tagovailoa hate video. I know he played like garbage in this game. He threw 3 horrible picks. One of them wasn't his fault, but the other 2 were definitely, no question, his fault. But I like Tua as a quarterback. I think he's accurate. He's smart. He seems, poised in the pocket. I think he's a solid NFL, he's a starting caliber NFL quarterback, folks. This isn't a hate video. This is the God-honest fucking truth, folks. Tua Tagovailoa must medically retire, and the NFL needs to step in. This guy has had, 5-6 concussions over the course of his NFL career. You cannot have that many concussions in your playing career, and someone has to step in is what I'm trying to say. Whether it be the league, whether it be, his family, whether it be the Miami Dolphins organization, whether it be his teammates, whether it be, coaches, whether it be, I don't fucking know, the doctors, anybody needs to advise this guy to stop playing football because he gets multiple concussions per year, folks, per year. And this is not sustainable for a human being's life. If you get that many concussions within that short of a time period, your life is going to be fucked up. Your life is going to not last as long as a regular person's life would last because you've got so many concussions, it's ridiculous. And his brain is not going to be right. It's not going to be right if we continue down this fucking path. So the dude absolutely needs to medically retire. And once again, folks, people need to step in because this is egregious, this is absurd, this is absolutely outrageous. For the sake of this man's health, for the sake of this man's family, somebody needs to do something, anything about Tua Tagovailoa playing in the NFL. He should not be playing. And this is the final straw for me, and for a lot of people, it's going to be the final straw. Maybe even Dolphins fans. They're going to say that he needs to medically retire. And it's not because they hate him, not because they don't want him to be the franchise star quarterback for their, favorite team. It's because they're genuinely worried, they're genuinely concerned about the guy because he's had so much history with concussions and head injuries and brain injuries that it's hard to ignore that past. You can't just say, okay, he's going to be out next week and next 2 weeks for certain because of this, traumatic fucking brain injury. It's a brain injury. It deteriorates your fucking mind. You can't continue to play with fucking injuries like that. I don't care if you can play past it. You can wait 3 weeks and, he's all mentally fit to play football again. Then 3 weeks later, we're talking about the same story. It can't be this way with Tua. At some point, someone's got to put an end to it. And Now is when someone's got to step in and tell Tua Tagovailoa to please quit football, medically retire. We'll give you, we'll pay you your whole fucking every year for your contract right now. We'll guarantee every dollar is yours. But we're going to advise you as a team to medically retire because in a few years you will be unfit to even walk. That brain injuries, especially traumatic ones, like really severe concussions, take a toll on your brain very fast. It's something that happens over time, but when you get this many, the process of your brain fucking deteriorating is faster. Someone has got to step. I'm not a doctor, but that's just how it fucking works, folks. If you get this many traumatic brain injuries in that short of a time period, you are fucked. You are so fucked. That's just how it is. I'm trying to tell how it is. I'm trying to tell the God's honest truth, and the God's honest truth is that Tua needs to hang the cleats up. He got his money. He had a solid NFL career. He was the star quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, but these injuries are going to take a toll on his life further on into his life, and he will not live a long, prosperous life after football if these brain injuries continue to occur. That is the main reason why I'm saying all of this. He will not have any life outside of football. He will not last long, and that is the sad part about it. Because this guy, I think he is a good quarterback. He's a starting caliber NFL quarterback in the National Football League, but health and safety of the player comes first, especially when it comes to brain injuries, and it's time for Tua Tagovailoa to hang the cleats up and medically retire from the game of football. It's just sad that I have to stand up here and say this in this video, but that's just the unfortunate reality of the situation that we're dealing with here, is that he has suffered multiple traumatic brain injuries, and medically he should never be cleared to play the sport again. Once again, folks, I'll say it again, it's sad, but I'm here saying it because it needs to be said by somebody. He must medically retire, and he must be, because knowing him, he is competitive, he loves the sport, he loves the game of football. He's not going to quit. He will never retire because he wants to play football. He loves the sport of football way too much to do that. But someone's got to step in and say, hey man, you're going to have to medically retire because these injuries are going to take a toll on you, whether you like it or not. Once again, it's a sick situation, and I didn't want to make a video like this, but I have to say what I want to say, get my opinion out there. Tua needs to retire from the game of football for his own good. Thank you all for watching. This has been Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth.